So today I'm going to show you that how to calculate the simple interest. And it's a very basic question, and once you know that how to handle different variables, it would become easy for your next task. Like for example, we have to write hashtag include studio.h, hashtag include studio.h. Then we need to write int main. And like we are sometimes confused at how to use net, how to use chat gpt. So you can if there would be many students who won't be aware even of the simple interest formula, so they could simply go on on chat gpt or any such model, and they can search that si formula. And like I'm aware, so let me write it. Si equals to p into r into t by, and this is of course whole, not the this one is p into r into t by 100. Okay, so let's now solve this. So we have to, as you can see, we have to take three containers. So we are taking int p comma r comma t. Okay, then we have to write printf enter the principal amount. Printf enter the principal amount. And then we can take from user. How? By doing scanf %d and p. And then we have to write the same thing, printf enter the rate of interest. Enter the rate of interest. And one more thing that you can add over here, one \n for the space. Even here also \n for the space. Now we are going to take the input from the user by doing scanf %d. Why we are using %d? Because it is integer float type. And r, alright, we are taking it to the, and why we are using ampersand? Ampersand is basically used to tell the address where we have created this container, these containers where we have created. Okay, so scanf %d and r. Now printf enter time, and then we are going to write \n. Oh sorry, not over here, a semicolon. And we are going to scanf %d and t. Now what we need to do, that we have to now calculate the simple interest. And I hope you would be aware of how to make functions. Like here I'm calculating it in the simple way also, but I'll calculate even by calling function. Okay, so first of all, in the simple way we will calculate. Suppose we make one more container, or like int z. If you find it difficult right now to write exactly, then you can store these values in the container after taking from the user. P into we will write this manner, p into r into t, and then we are going to write by 100. Okay, and then we are going to write printf the simple interest for this amount. Simple interest for this amount is percentage D, and then we can directly write comma Z. Okay, and let's put the semicolon and never forget to return 0. Okay, now let's run this code. Enter the principal amount. Suppose I entered 3000, or instead of 3000, 3200. Okay, enter the rate of interest, it's 5%. Enter time for 5 years. The simple interest for the amount is 800, which is right. And like here we have written one more container and all. Instead of this, what you could have done, that you could have removed this, all right, and you could have copied it from here, and then you could have pasted it over here. Okay, and you could have removed it from here. Now let's see that the amount, it's gonna to run in the same manner. Enter the principal amount. This time I entered, suppose 56, 5632. Rate, this time 3%. Time for 6 years. Simple interest is 1013 rupees. So it's a debt condition that the interest amount is more than the principal amount. So this was for and yeah, one more thing I can tell you, that how to call the functions. I'll tell you how to call the function. Wait. After taking the input, I could have called it in this manner, that suppose I'm calling it in int x equals to, or not int x, I'm not going to store it in a variable, I'm directly going to call si. Alright, and I'm going to pass all those values p comma r comma t, and after calling these values, I'm going to create it over here. It is going to return int value, int si, and I have to maintain the container like x comma into y comma into z. Okay, and now I'm going to maintain this. So the si return p into x into y into z by 100, x into y into z by 100. Okay, and here I could have printed g comma whatever, and not in this manner. I could have simply written si. Okay, now I could have simply written it si called function int si int xy comma z. So let's calculate it. Let's calculate it by writing only simply si. Let's see what answer it gives. Run code. Enter the principal amount. This time we entered 5000. Rate of interest 2%. Time for 3 years. See, it's giving the garbage value because whatever we printed it's not the right manner. So what we could have done, that we could have stored it in a variable like int x equals to. All right, and then if you would have written x, then it would be correct. Let's check it once again. This time enter the principal amount 5,000, enter the rate of interest. Rate of interest is 3%, time for 2 years, simple interest is 300. Now this is the correct. So this was all for today, where I tried to explain you different points. Like it's very important for you to know functions, because functions are used everywhere. Calling of the, we are creating the machine and we just need to take out the inputs from that. So it's very important for taking out the functions like I did. And I tried not to use the things which can be done by even by not creating the variable. So I tried to focus on even that. So I hope you like this video. This was all for today. Thank you and keep smiling.